Hey guys, Gosei here, and welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the DX King Lion Dai Senki Wonder Ride book, which is like Dragonic Knight, was the main Wonder Ride book to give Blades his power-up form in the show. And with all that being said, let's just go ahead and just dive right in by taking a quick look at the actual detailing of the book. Now, in terms of the overall design of the actual book itself, there's definitely a lot of intricate detailing comparing this to its Silver Dragon counterpart. Well, this one actually has the book style still in mind. This one has a little bit more of the animal aesthetic with the lions front with the nose and everything, and as well as the claws on the left and the right here, as well as some other little bits and details here that still give off the mechanical book vibe to it. And right here we have King Lion Dai Senki in the Saber text, as well as the big text in case you couldn't read the bottom section. Middle section for the sword driver, and then we have this big lion right here shooting off into the distance with its cannons. Is this sort of light energy just bursts from underneath of it. And it's all cast in this nice navy blue plastic, which I'm slightly biased for because navy blue and green are my favorite colors. And the overall front, just looking at the Wonder Ride book by itself right here, I already know that this thing's probably going to be one of my favorites. So for a quick comparison though, here it is next to standard Lion Senki. See there, and of course comparing it to the other big books from the series, here it is next to Jiao Dragon and Dragonic Knight. As you can see, Jiao Dragon still is quite taller than both of these combined. One thing though that I do find interesting is that it's actually lengthier than the others, but that's mostly because of the feature and gimmick that this thing has compared to Dragonic Knight. But now with all that out of the way though, got your obligatory stuff here, the switch for the driver, the QR code, the scanner, blah 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 blah, pull tab as well because this thing makes noises as well, so let's just go ahead and just dive right into those. Now, like I said, the button right here doesn't really activate anything, it's all done by the switch at the back, so let's go ahead and just dive right in. I'm going to go to a bit of a tangent here, and that this thing is... Excuse me. I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent here, saying that this is actually extremely inaccurate because of the sound. When the stick first debuted, it said King Lion Dai Senki, not King Lion. Mind you, this was in its debut episode before the eye catch. I mean, they fixed the problem with the eye at the episodes moving forward, but for its debut episode, it said King Lion Dai Senki, and that sort of bugs me a little bit, because you think that, oh, it's going to say everything that's included, but no, it doesn't. It only just says King Lion, not King Lion Dai Senki for the main thing. But yeah. But anyway, tangent over. Opening it up, it still has the spring-loaded action, so let's just go ahead and just pop that up. As you can see, we got this elongated section here, and that's again mostly for the gimmick of this book. But looking at the detail though of the inside of it, you can see the claws are definitely more represented here, as if the lion is grabbing at the book, as well as the saber detailing there. And of course we have this really nice picture of the lion sort of just jumping into action surrounding the area here. And here we have the saber text for tail. And of course right here we just sort of have this little gap that shows the King Lion's face. Now with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get down to the synopsises. And like with the other two giant books, this thing does have 3 of them. So let's just dive right in. Why is it that the Henshin students always gotta get me when it comes to these things? I swear. But, yeah, aside from the kick-ass Henshin theme there, the actual execution of the Henshin pages is not really something to look at. I mean, I know probably the direction they were going for with this, probably because they didn't have enough money and the budget to really paint the rest of it, like how they did with the other Wonder Ride books, or had like just a sticker. But the only thing that's really painted is the Blade's face right here that actually shows the King Lion Dai Senki form with the shoulder pads here and the armor. But this whole entire section is just left completely blank, aside from the molding detailing as well as the sticker going over the synopsis of the story. And that's sort of a weird part on Bandai, because again, the only painted thing is the front section as well as the eyes for the lion. I don't know how well you're picking that up on camera though, because the lighting, I don't know how you're seeing it, or how the camera's picking it up, but the lighting though, with the eye plate and the eyes of the lion really do look pretty menacing though. But just generally speaking, this does not look good. I might go over the little bits right here in silver with a Sharpie, because technically on the suit there is a little bit of silver right here, just sort of to add a little bit more depth to the design. But I know that's not really screen accurate. I know probably someone's gonna probably rage at me in the comment section saying you're gonna be ruining the toy if you're gonna try to sell it on the aftermarket. Well, guess what? Not that many people like the execution of this design because of just the painted detailing on the front. But at any rate, with all of that being said, though, you do get your standard Henshin attacks, so we're going to go through those right now. Now that was a bit of an interesting one, because I don't think that form of an attack has been in the show technically, but I do know that that's a new sound from what I know. Also, hitting this thing 3 times won't give you anything new like it does with Dragonic Knight, because watch this. You see, hitting it once gives you the Hisatsu no Ka, or Hisatsu, and then hitting it again will just give you the same old. But now let's actually get into the actual gimmick of this Wonder Ride book that differentiates it from Dragonic Knight, because throughout the review you probably noticed this little bit right here, and if you've seen other videos you already know what it does. But basically this is a bookmark to keep a certain page still at the usage. So basically when you flip this down, you get a brand new form. Okay, I don't like how that cuts out at the end, but basically you now transform into King Lion Dai Senki lion form. Getting a closer look though at the detail here, we actually do get lion mode, basically describing that this is Blades in his most powerful state. Looking at the actual lion face, as you can see, there is a lot more to write home about this time around in terms of detailing, because all the molding is done beautifully here. You can see the lion mane right here. Well, very little bit from the right side than the left because of the switches here. But you actually do get to see the claws there and the mouth actually holding the sword. And if you actually look at the end of the sword driver here, I don't know how that's picking up on camera, but you can see that the sword is actually slashing through the book, therefore opening the page up to basically give us what we want. Sorry about that. But one complaint that I do have with it is that the book connection here isn't secure at all. Like, both of these pages, they don't lock in. They're just loosely, they just loosely flap when you're using this thing. And as I just mentioned before I had to reactivate the lion mode, is that the bit here is, it locks into place, yes, but the pages don't. So basically all you need to do is just touch the pages, nudge the pages accidentally, and then you activate the thing again. And of course the switches actually know when the thing is in lion mode and in rider mode. So that's a little bit weird, but I guess it sort of makes up for it with the lack of paint detailing as well, because the most of the paint is also done with this gold as well up here. But yeah, just it's a minor nitpick, but this is the only flaw that I have with it, just the lack of paint and the fact that these pages are just floppy. And also, you technically can still do the attacks, but you can't draw the sword. So in short, you can do this. Yeah, as you can tell, you can't do that with the driver as well, as I was trying to mention there, because there's not really much you could do with the lion mode, unfortunately. But with all that out of the way, that sort of just wrapped things up. But one thing, though, that is cool, in my opinion, when you're done with the blade itself, you kind of get this action there. And that sort of just opens up the door for more play value, because you could just go, back and forth between all of the forms. You can go back and forth between both of the forms. There. I'm not doing with the Gokuken Kurayami because it just scans the same thing like I did with the last review, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's the only time you'll see me do the scan thing for the big book. Now, in terms of comparing this Wonder Ride book to the other Giant Animal Wonder Ride books that we got beforehand, this is definitely one of my favorites in terms of the music that comes out of it and the compatibility with it. But aside from the lack of details and the lack of locking mechanism for the other pages and the Henshin feature, it's honestly up to you whether or not you want to get this, because a lot of people were complaining that there wasn't really much paint added to it, and a bunch of other little tiny itty-bitty things that could be fixed between them and between this and that, and the fact that they just preferred Dragonic Knight rather than King Lion Dai Senki. Personally, I was on the fence for even getting both this and Dragonic Knight, but after changing my mind about it, honestly, this is more favorited between, this is more favorited than Dragonic Knight in my opinion, but in all honesty, I prefer Jiao Dragon over all three of these. But in all honesty, it's just honestly up to the consumer what they honestly think about it before buying this thing. But with all of that being said, however, though, I will still include a link in the description below for Toku Collectibles' Saber catalog and everything else in between, just to get you guys hyped up for it and everything else. Because the Primitive Dragon and the Ex-Swordsman stuff is up for order right now. I myself will not be getting any of those because personally I don't really want the Saikyo stuff, and I don't like the look of Primitive Dragon at all, so it's a hard pass for me. But with all of that out of the way, thank you guys for watching this review, and if you guys want to see more content, feel free to subscribe and hit the like button for more content. And in terms of reviews for the rest of this month, I've got really nothing much else planned because I just reviewed everything that was in my Saber collection. Well, minus Legend Rider stuff, but, viewing analytics, you guys didn't really like it when I talked about the Legend Rider stuff. But with all of that out of the way, though, starting for the rest of the month, I will be focusing more on LEGO-based reviews on my second channel, Gosei 90 Studios. So if you haven't already subscribed to that channel, I would just go ahead and do that right now because I'm going to be a little bit more active on there for the rest of the month until March when the Saber stuff comes in. I mean, I'll still be doing live streams and skits on this channel, but until further notice for the rest of the month, all reviews are going to be strictly on that channel for the time being. But with all of that being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching. And this is Gosei 90, signing out, and I'll see you next time.